Hi everyone, it's Vela from Online Combat Battalion with another Arma 3 editor tutorial for you. This one will show you how to have a AI artillery crew fire on a marker on the map on a trigger, and they will continue to fire until you delete the vehicle. This doesn't require any mods, and this is the only method I've found that actually works in a multiplayer mission on a server. Many other methods work single player, but they don't tend to do it multiplayer. So first thing we need to do is place down our playable unit. Then we need to place down an artillery piece, and that can be any artillery piece you like, and make sure it's got an AI crew by placing vehicles with crew ticked down in the bottom right hand corner. So we need to give this artillery piece a variable name, and I have given it the variable of gun_1. Okay. Now on the map, I have placed a system marker, and to access those you go to markers, down to system and empty, and then place the marker, and I've given that the variable name of RT1. Now I have a trigger also that is set to, I'll make that radio alpha, is set to a radio command. And I've given it the text of RT1, which means that trigger will cause the artillery unit to fire on the marker artillery 1. These don't need to match up. That's just a name, a text name for your reference in the radio triggers. And you do not need to give this a variable name. This refers to a script that's inside the mission folder, and I'll take you now there and we'll have a look at it. It's just null equals exec VM and then inverted commas scripts /drop.sqf end with a semicolon. Okay, so here we are in the mission folder, and we have the scripts folder. Inside that we have drop 2, and drop 3. Now this is the drop 1, which is the first script for the first gun. And you'll notice I have alive gun_1, and you'll see a G after it. So your AI crew, if you give the artillery piece a variable name of gun_1, it will make the gunner gun_1G as a variable name. Then we have a 5-second delay with the sleep. So every 5 seconds it will fire a round, and all this other stuff you don't need to worry too much about it. You've got gun 1 in there. Again, that's the variable name of the artillery piece. And get marker pos RT1, which is the variable name of the artillery system marker that I have placed. And again, gun 1 here, which is the variable name of the artillery piece. So if you want to have multiple scripts, you can do that. You just need to make sure that the variable names all match. So this is the second gun. So this is gun_2, and you can see it's put a G there, which is the gunner. Again, we have gun 2, which is the variable name. Gun 2 again here, and the get marker pos, which is get marker position RT2, which is the second system marker I've placed as a target marker for this gun. So this gun will fire on artillery, or RT2 as being the marker. You can have them all fire on the 1, but I like to spread it out a little bit so you have a larger impact zone for the artillery. Okay, so let's test this out now, and I'm going to go to my radio trigger, artillery 1. And after 5 seconds, the artillery piece will start to move and activate, and it's going to get ready to fire on the artillery marker RT1. There we go, that's firing away. And it will continue to fire. And I'm just going to have a look at the impact zone to show you that the rounds are actually impacting where they're supposed to. So they'll be coming in here at some stage. I'll just speed it up. Keeping in mind it's a realistic thing where the further away your target is, particularly if it's closer, the round will fire quite high. There we go. There's one round impact. So it will take a while for it to fly. It won't give you any sort of indication of time of flight. There we go. We've got the rounds coming in there. And as I said before, that will just continue to fire. You could use this in a scenario where your troops are advancing on a position and they cross a trigger. It doesn't have to be radio triggered. You can use, it can be a trigger where you are actually present, and you can simulate calling artillery fire for the mission, and they will continue to fire. You can use a delete vehicle trigger using the variable name of gun 1, and it will delete that vehicle and it will stop the artillery. You can have multiple guns by naming them gun 1 or gun _1, gun _2, gun _ 3. You can either have them all firing on the same target marker, or you can have them firing individually, so you can spread it out a little bit. So as I've said before, this is a simple method to have AI fire artillery. I have used or played around with another script that limited the number of rounds to a certain number fired, and I found for whatever reason that does not work in a multiplayer situation that's running on a server. If you add a number of rounds into the script, it just won't fire anything at all. So if you want a certain number of rounds, you're going to have to use a delete vehicle command to delete the vehicle to stop the artillery fire if you only want a certain number of rounds fired. This is a pretty brief tutorial. I'm going to export this mission and add the link in the description as a downloadable file. This doesn't require any mods. However, you can use it with any mod set. I've used it a number of times with the SOG DLC assets, and it works just fine. So it's not dependent on what mods you're using. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments and I'll give you a hand if I can. Thanks for watching. Take care of each other, and I'll see you in the next video.